The rumors are that Disney is bringing a theme park here to the Austin area. Fact or fiction, here we go. Jeremy Knight, the Night Group, your favorite Austin realtor. You'll remember about a year and a half ago, we put out a video where we had interviewed a guest talking about his ties and knowledge of Disney purchasing some land in the Austin area. Okay, so from there, this video went super viral. Within a day, this video had like 250,000 views because basically this gentleman came on our channel, said that there was going to be this theme park, and he said it was definite that it was coming.
So I have two partners out of Houston that are very big players. They're basically the builder that's building all of Georgetown, for example. They have 6,000 lots right next to an area of Gerald. If you haven't noticed, driving up there towards Gerald, there's a massive sewer line that's been being built for the last 12 months. That's odd. If I'm Disney and I think about where I'd want to be either building a new park or potentially building a park to replace the California debacle, I mean, Gerald is prime. We know five brokers that are working on the deal. It's a massive deal. It ended up being 7,900 acres in Gerald. We believe they got it for around $60 million, which is a phenomenal price for the land. It's about 1/3 what it should be. And first of all, it's not going to be under the Disney LLC company. It's going to be under some property company because everyone, including us that buy land, we have a property company that buys it, and then we have the entity that manages it. You don't couple the two. We also know one of the agents with one of the brokers that were on the deal, and I won't name a name, but that's how we got first line intel. Who knows? The rumor is that the first part of the park will be open by 2025. So you'll see shovel in the dirt by 2023 or late 2022.
Well, shortly after that, I had to take that video down because the people that sold the land had an NDA. They got mad at him. So from there, I had so many people blame me and say that I was trying to get people to buy homes in Gerald because this is where the land was purchased, this ranch. And all these people said all of these things. Look, I had a guest that said what you just saw. That was it. Well, news is finally breaking about this land and what's actually happening with it, and if Disney does in fact have ties to it. But this is going to be a 12 to 14,000 unit neighborhood. And this is the information that just came out from Austin Business Journal. In fact, they wrote this article and had to rewrite this article because they basically said that there was no ties to Disney with this neighborhood. Yet it kind of looks like there is ties to this neighborhood. Let me show you what the original article said. A massive hunting ranch north of Austin that for years has been a source of development rumors appears to finally be headed towards transformation into a large neighborhood. And it goes on to say there's 7,000 acres, and it comes back and says it's 9,000 acres. Here it is, just northwest of Gerald. Now, the information also goes on to state that there was really no ties, or there was really no known ties to Disney in this article. Yet, here's what's pretty interesting about this. Then they go on to talk about how Disney had talked about or rumored about putting this Crystal Lagoon out. Now, this Crystal Lagoon was going to be a 24-acre lagoon. It was going to have a 55-plus residents, and it was open to everybody. Now, for a long time, what I kept saying after that video is that this was basically going to be, my knowledge and what I had heard from other people, is that this is basically going to be a 55 and over community. More information in this article that just had to get rewritten says this: the update, William County Commissioners unanimously voted April 11th in a favor of development agreement with Arizona-based DMB Development LLC, which is basically Disney, right? Disney Mobile, I don't know, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Anyway, during the short discussion of the item, Williamson County Judge Bill Gravel and commissioners addressed the long-standing rumors about the potential involvement of Walt Disney Company. I simply know that this is a development for a residential community, and whoever they're affiliated with and whatever the funding mechanisms, what the community ultimately is really a decision by the developer. He said the individuals that I've met with in relation to this project are very serious. They very much care about the community. The family that owns the Solana Ranch very much cares about the environment, our water, our trees. I can assure you that Walt Disney is not going to build a theme park at the location. However, it could well be another Disney property. So there you have it. What they're saying is not going to be a Disney theme park, but it will be potentially a Disney property. It's interesting because they don't just like come out and say, no, it's not going to be a Disney property, but it's saying it could be. We don't know who it is. So just adding more levels of what the heck is going on in Solana Ranch north of Austin. It also goes on to say that commissioners also voted in favor of creation of a mud that would need the state legislature's okay and could be used to finance infrastructure and facilities for the land. Now, if you remember, if you go to my friend Ken Pozik's channel, he's actually talking about how there's this all these issues with Ron DeSantis pulling back on the community that like runs Disney and all that fun stuff. I'll post one of Ken's videos so you can get some more depth. But it's interesting that basically they're going to be allowed to run their own facilities and their own mud, which in Texas, we can get into that in another video. But yeah, in Texas, you can charge basically the homeowners for all the development in there, like kind of like California has a Melrose tax. Let me finish this by saying Commissioner Valerie Covey said that the MUD agreement would provide a right-of-way for the county as well as funding to cover law enforcement, fire, EMS, and animal control services. So if you've been paying attention, Ron DeSantis in Florida and the Reedy Creek development are all at odds right now, and there's a whole thing with princesses and princes and all this stuff going on with Reedy Creek. But the development of this mud could be the same thing. I mean, it's actually saying, Commissioner said, would provide a right of way to the county as well as funding to cover law enforcement, fire, EMS, and animal control services, plus street maintenance over 12 years. She said she hopes this unique agreement serves as a draft document for the... So they already know that it's Disney. Let's be honest. Let's be honest here. They know it's Disney. They don't want to say it's Disney, but there you go. That's all the information we have as of right now. So there is a development going up, and potentially it may or may not be tied to Disney, and it may or may not, well, it just looks like it will have its own community utilities and all that good stuff that they're going to put in themselves. So what do you think about this? Are you happy that there's potentially a Disney neighborhood going in Jarrow? Drop a comment below.